Good morning. Almost just knocked my lamp over. Good morning. It's about 6 in the morning. I am gonna go make some coffee. Put Bear in the room with his dad. So yeah, we had a really fun day yesterday, consisting of movies, fast food, and Pokemon. So that was super duper fun. I had a blast. You could tell we had fast food. Oh, I must clean today. But not right now. Right now, we make coffee. What else we gotta do today? Oh, we have to go grocery shopping. And when we go grocery shopping, we might play some more Pokemon. Yay! Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, wow, that is gorgeous, isn't it? All right. Well, I was very excited because I found. Dun dun dun! Ow! I set a bike on it. I found a Ronde de Nietzsche melon. Woo! It is a Ronde de Nietzsche melon. I'm very excited for its existence. Yeah, I haven't really seen any other ones, but that's definitely a female flower, and it's gonna get fertilized, and then we will get a melon. Woo! So I can't say that this is just a melon yet because I have had a lot of squash plants not get fertilized, which is a bummer. Oh, you know what I could do? I could pollinate it myself, not fertilize. Pollinate. God, ew. Ugh. Anyway, pollinate. Ugh. Okay, good morning. It's like close to 8 o'clock. I'm in the back building with my tractor. Ho ho! That's not what we're using right now, though. We're gonna make some manure tea. So these bags have rabbit poop in them. I got them donated by a lovely friend of mine, feeling a little bit like my farming patron right now. And they might be bringing me, excuse me, they might be bringing me some dirt later today. My favorite potting soil. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the tied up one and I'm gonna put it, like, fill this up halfway. And then, oh, that was probably really loud. I'm gonna fill this up halfway, put that down lightly. And then I will fill it up with water until it's covering the poop with like 6 or 8 inches, and cover it, like cover the bucket, and leave it overnight. And tomorrow we will pour the liquid onto the plant beds. So, woo, feeling good. Mostly, I got a little headache, but I think it should be fine. Today we gotta get some groceries and Pokemon Go it up a little bit, probably. I try to have fun. I can be a very focused person, and then people think I'm mad at them. So you gotta make room for fun times, or people just think you're mad. Okay, we have a bucket of poop. Yay, poop and water. Ew, gross. Okay, we're gonna cover it with this bitch because I don't have a lid for that bucket. And then I'm gonna find a rock. Oh, I have rocks over here because the plant they were surrounding died. Yeah, I had some seeds from a house my dad used to own. There were these very fragrant banana-looking blooms. So I stole some seeds and I tried to sprout them. While they sprouted, they got to be about 8-10 inches tall, and so I put them in the ground because I had sprouted them last season. So they had been growing for like a full year before I tried to put them in the ground, and the summer sun fucking murdered them. So yeah, they're super dead. But I do have more seeds, so maybe I'll try it again and make them, or wait until they're bigger. Make them bigger. Grow, damn you. So, yes, I think, mosquitoes today. Let's see, I think I need to go look at my to-do list. Ow. My head hurts a little bit. Maybe we do some digging. Maybe we don't do some digging. I think I might have a cigarette. It'll be my third one today. So yeah, we're counting the cigarettes. I'm sorry I have not been doing that on the vlog. I just kind of forget sometimes because it's a habit. And that's what you do with habits. You forget you do them because it's habitual. Anyway, we're gonna tell you about my failures and be honest, and then just try to still keep on the goal of quitting smoking before I'm 36. Woo! Hello again. It is about 9:30. I have had 4 cigarettes. Also, I harvested the lime basil from my garden. I honestly can't remember if it's lemon or lime basil. Regardless, it smells like Fruit Loops, so sometimes I just call it Fruit Loop basil. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, I got like all the cottonwood seeds off of it. They are so sticky. Like not like sticky tacky, but like it's the very fibrous cotton, and it likes to attach itself to the plants. That's what I mean by sticky, like Velcro sticky. Okay, now I am going to soak these in some water to try to kill all the bugs. But the thing is, there's like a lot of this basil, so you know that's gonna be a little bit of a trick. But yeah, so after I soak it, I'm gonna go, well, I mean, while I'm soaking, I'll probably go to the grocery store, and then after that I'm gonna put it in a dehydrator. And all of this huge assortment of basil, I am assuming it's gonna make like a half a cup of dried basil. But it doesn't matter because that's more basil than I would have had if I didn't do this. I got that thing off my tooth. Don't know what it was. But I'm glad it wasn't a cavity. Scared the shit out of myself. So, you know, I still got that dental appointment in September, so just holding on, chompers. There's nothing like really wrong with them. They just hurt all the time from the trigeminal neuralgia, and it makes me very nervous. And obviously they're stained to shit from smoking, so you know, when the random brown spot appears, I'm like, oh good. Anyway, no, back to plums. So yes, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pit the plums, and then I'm gonna put them in a pot with some sugar. That's it. I'm just gonna make a compote. I'm gonna cook it and I don't know, maybe like an hour. I don't know. There's a test you can do to test the consistency. You can put a small glob on a plate, a frozen plate. So you take a plate, you put it in the freezer, and then you test the consistency by taking a glob of your fruit stuff and you put it on the cold plate, and when it gets cold, if it's the consistency you want, then it's done. Yay! Now, of course, some fruit has more pectin than others. Blueberries, pectin out the ass. You just mash those up and they become a jelly. I don't know about plums specifically, but I'm not really looking for like a jelly. I'm too lazy for that. But if you want a jelly, pectin is your friend. So most grocery stores have them in the baking aisle. Okay, let's get started. Cool beans. So I just got a call from my farm patron, my neighbor who gave me the manure. She's dropping off some dirt, and that is just super duper exciting. I love dirt. I love poop. Don't take that out of context. I like fertilizer, fertile soil. Make it loamy. Can I make it any weirder? Probably, but like, why? Behold my patron's wares. I don't think wares is the correct word, but we have dirt, and I am very excited to get some fall gardening started. Our growing season here in New Mexico lasts until the end of October. Sorry for the shaky cam, but it lasts until the end of October. And so And that's like for the really frost tender plants. If you have frost hardy plants, you can garden all year long, dog. Especially if you put like a plastic tote over your greens, like anything to keep them warm overnight. You can get a hot box going. I am wanting to build one of those, but we'll see how it goes. I've got books that show me how to do it, and I'll try it out. Why not, you know? But other than that, we got the plums on the stove. I may or may not do bone broth this evening. I was going to show you, I bought new containers for the bone broth in which to freeze the bone broth. So yes, I found out that Ball, the jar company, has gone out of business and is no longer making jars. And based on how their jars treated me, I can see why. What's really annoying is I save jars from like when I used to buy bone broth. I save those jars and I just put the bone broth I make in those jars. And those jars are fine. I've frozen this very jar like 6 times and these are fine, but the fancy ones that look like they're for canning crack, and that's bullshit. So I'm gonna use these for like dry storage, I guess. And also sauces would be good. Oh, I love sauce. I think sauce is the best part of eating. Do I think sauce is the best part of eating? Maybe. I mean, obviously the taste would be the best part of eating, and then the nutrients, the nutrition, that would be a good part of eating. But nah, my personal favorite part, sauce. So I was considering the bone broth again. I was looking at my schedule for tomorrow, because I have rheumatology tomorrow at 3 p.m. with a 2:30 check-in. We also wanted to go swimming, and we wanted to get some blood work done for Sean. It's also trash day, but that doesn't take any time. Just FYI, Tuesday is trash day. So yeah, I might have time to cook the bone broth overnight and then turn off the fire when I get up, and then it can cool down while we are swimming. And then we can come home, I can put it in those plastic containers, because I don't want to put hot stuff in those plastic containers. It really looks like they would just melt. And I'm not about that life. So I could let it cool down while we're swimming, come home, put that in the containers, put the containers in the freezer, then pop up to Albuquerque for blood work and rheumatology. Comments, questions, concerns? I don't care. You're seeing this very late. If only I could grow a moustache, I would not need to strain my face. Okay, I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm gonna make miso for dinner. And then we're gonna probably play Pokemon and watch another movie. We gotta finish The Accountant too. It's kind of fun. I love me an action flick, so why not? Yeah, I think bone broth will happen tonight. Maybe. I only have so much energy, but like, I like bone broth, and we're gonna use the rest of it tonight for miso. So, miso. Anyway. It's hot. I wish it wasn't so hot, but we do live in New Mexico and it is July, so but that's okay. You know what? It's really nice in the mornings. God, is it gorgeous in the mornings. That's why I'm out there before the sun. I'm just like, yes. But I can spend a lot more time in the sun this year. Last year, not me, no ma'am. I was fainting. My face was hurting so bad from the sunlight. Oh my God. The wind would touch my face and I would cry. Not actually, but It did hurt really bad. But then I got on lamotrigine, which I think I explained to you guys because it has the... It's an anti-seizure medication that interferes with the conductivity of the nerves. So I think it's really great. It's not completely gone, but like, rad Chad, dude. Rad Chad. Hopefully it'll help me glide on through to my 70s when I'm probably gonna have to have surgery. You know, they have, oh, okay, they have an option for trigeminal neuralgia pain where they put a tiny Teflon pillow between the nerve and the blood vessel that is hitting it. This tiny little pillow. That's what the internet calls it. And I'm like, okay, can I cross stitch it before they insert it, or is it just like a bog standard? Because like, you gotta make it pretty. I'm pretty good at handicrafts. If we're making pillows, maybe I could help. Funny stuff. Ooh, the plum compote is done. Yay, it's such a pretty color. It's gorgeous. I am quite glad it is done because I needed the pad for miso. So that's good. We'll do that. I got the bones started. So those are getting cleaned up. The initial boil is just to get all the gunk off. And then I will strain that, put the bones back in there with some clean water, and then just let it ride until daylight. So that's cool. That's cool. Yes, so far for miso, I have chosen onions and some local carrots. They're so cute. So I think we'll also do mushrooms and I don't know. What else are we gonna do besides mushrooms? I have some frozen veggies. I think that might be my best bet. We could make some. You just throw some like edamame in there, or some green peas. I will tell you later, or I won't. Sometimes after dinner, I forget to say anything, and then it's the next day. Because after I eat dinner, I get so sleepy. It's ridiculous. Alrighty, it is 5:53. This clock is 3 minutes fast. It's actually 5:56. I mean, 3 minutes slow. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's almost 6. I got the bones rinsed back in the pot. I have misoing, and I put the plums in a jar. They're gorgeous. I love the color, and it's huge. That's a lot. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. I have rice cooking, and then I have basil drying. So feeling pretty accomplished right now. That was a lot to get done in like 2 hours. Rice is done. Good morning. Me and Bear. Yes, me and Bear. It's about 5:45. I need to go check on the overnight bone broth. Toot sweet. Because I haven't ever done it overnight before. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, I had way too many cigarettes yesterday. I know that I told you guys the last count was, I think, 11. Yeah, Sean and I just decided to sit on the balcony, smoke half a pack of cigarettes, and talk about shit. It's like one of the funnest things in the world, and I don't need a cigarette to hang out and talk outside on the balcony, but boy, does my brain think I do. That's frustrating. So, yeah. Today, we try again. And again. And again. Until it fucking works. Alright, so I did not burn the house down making bone broth overnight. Look at that. Wonderful. Don't know what this transatlantic accent is, but boy howdy are we on a roll. No, but yeah. The bone broth. So this time I had to use beef and yak. So that's fun. Yak? Yeah, yak. Yak on you, don't. I love that song. It's so good. I don't know if y'all ever saw like the Looney Tunes animation version of that song, but it's a banger. Okay, I should make coffee. I'm gonna turn off this fire so that it can start cooling down. Like I said, I'm gonna put it in some new containers, which I have to wash. But yeah, it's nice. And so now I don't have to have a full day where I need to watch the fucking bone broth. So I also got to prep the bones at night instead of having to do it like now, like first thing in the morning. So, okay, I'm gonna coffee. Then, I don't know what I'm gonna have for breakfast. I'm either gonna have muesli or malto meal. We went and got frozen berries, so I have those again. I love berries. We also have a dried up lemon basil. Maybe it's lime. Don't know what it is. I just almost snorted a leaf up my nose though. So yeah, that stuff is almost ready. Then I can pick all the leaves off and throw the stems away. So I just like to leave the leaves on the stem because it's much easier to get the dried leaves off than it is to get the wet, plump, alive leaves. So, vibes. Vibes. I also have rabbit compost tea to deal with. Oh yeah, Sean and I decided not to go swimming today. We're gonna go swimming tomorrow. Wow. Who are you? Why are you doing this? Okay. Pool tomorrow because today is busy with bone broth. Oh, you can't see it at all. With bone broth and blood work. So, in order not to overtax ourselves, we shan't swim today. We will swim tomorrow. So, yeah. Trying to keep up with that twice a week swimming. Power Python. So, anyway, we're watching Fire Force. That's where I got the Power Python thing from. We finished up the episodes that are out. Very good. I may end up cutting that out because I talked about that last night, but whatever. Oh, and then I have sneeze. And then I have rheumatology today. I gotta make sure I find that paperwork from the dermatologist. And yeah, so those are the vibes. Trying not to smoke this morning, so I'm talking to you. But I do need to go out and start watering stuff, but I have to deal with the compost stuff. Sometimes past me, maybe a little bit too ambitious. Maybe a little bit too ambitious. When you just are. There's a joke there, and I can't remember it because I'm too sleepy. Okay, so I kind of just like haphazardly poured half of the bucket into like each of the raised beds. Oh, like obviously it's shit, but like, oh my god, it smells so much worse today than it did yesterday. And like, I feel like, duh, it was poop that was soaked in night over water, but wait, soaked in water overnight. There it is. But like, holy god, I was trying to like carry the bucket at arm's length, being like, this stinky, but like, come on, of course it's gonna be stinky. It did. It surprised me with how pungent it was. Quite. So, but that makes sense. But yeah, I don't want to use a whole heckin' lot on these two beds because I need to use them on these two beds. So, woo-woo. I don't know, since we're not going swimming, maybe I can do a little bit of work on this bed here. This one. That I have not dug up all the grass from it yet. Oh, Bear's gonna freak out with this new rabbit poop scent. I did not think about this. How funny. Oh well. Hopefully it helps my Ronde de Nietzsche squash grow. So, yeah, this year has not been a very good year for like eating. Mainly because this one bed just got taken over by a bunch of different flowers. And I like the bugs. I like what they do for the ecosystem and how they feed the birds. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it this year. Next season, however, I'm gonna take all that shit out. So yeah, I mean, I guess I could kind of harvest a bunch of stuff, get the bed ready for like a fall garden, but I'm gonna do that with these two guys. So, you know, that'll be more chill. I have a song stuck in my head by Nothing More, If It Doesn't Hurt. I like that song. FYI, I had stuck in my head. Okay, ducky. Bed number 2 has been excavated. Took about 20 minutes. It wasn't even that long. So that's exciting. Got some dirt around this guy so that he can hold on to water better. You can see he's suffering from heat or something. It's not great. But hopefully he can hold on. Good luck, Hawthorne. So, yes, bed number 2 excavated. So that's awesome. Now I am gonna go take a shower, get all the mud and gunk off, and probably head up to Albuquerque. Soon after that, Sean and I are gonna play Pokemon Go at the mall in between our appointments. Inside nerd activities. Also, there's a food court, so. Hi guys. So we're back at home. We got the blood draw, we went to the mall, went to my appointment. So turns out the rheumatologist would not be the person to treat mast cell activation syndrome. That person would be an allergy specialist or an immunologist, I think. However, I got a referral for an allergy specialist. Okie dokie. So, also may or may not try to hook up with a geneticist, maybe, for Ehlers-Danlos. I can't remember now. Anyway, I'm feeling kind of like Mario, where it's like, your princess is in another castle. Like, oh. I mean, I'm closer, I guess, but I still ain't got that peach. Good morning. It is like 7:45. Sean woke me up with coffee this morning. He's so nice. Yeah, so we hung out, had breakfast, all that goodness. We're gonna skip the pool today because we're both like a little bit sore. I'm less sore now that I'm woke up and moved around a bit. But yeah, we're just gonna stick with the Thursday this week. So, you know, sometimes doctor's appointments kind of mess up things. But we are planning to go for a walk after dinner. We're gonna grab some Pokemon Go and get going. So there's that. Today I am planning on working on the raised beds. I want to get the pieces of wood screwed together. And then maybe if I have a little bit of energy after that, actually getting to play in the dirt. That's the best part. That's the most fun part, just playing in the dirt. Like, I gotta put pieces of wood together? Boring. What am I, a woodworker? No, I'm a gardener. Let me garden. But alas, you gotta start somewhere. So I'm gonna put those together and then show you guys what they look like. Other than that, I was reading a paper about Ehlers-Danlos this morning. And I don't know if I've said this on the vlog, but I need to ensure that I don't put misinformation out there. Ehlers-Danlos is not an autoimmune disorder. It's a genetic disorder. I don't know how long I've been thinking it's autoimmune versus like genetic. I do know that I was diagnosed by a geneticist, so that would have been my first clue. But you know, whatever. But yeah, genetic disorder, not an autoimmune disorder. Yeah, my rheumatologist told me that yesterday, and I was like, Nani? Excuse me, what? So there's that. But I was reading that paper, and mast cell activation syndrome is like kind of a big comorbidity of hypermobile EDS, because there are 13 types of Ehlers-Danlos. I have not done the genetic marker test to like double check that I have hypermobile EDS, but fun fact, that's like the only version of EDS where they don't know the genetic marker. So like, it's kind of funny. You can just, there's a set of questions and a set of criteria for hypermobile EDS, but if you really want to, you can try to get a genetic marker test to decide or to confirm if you have, wait. You can get a genetic test to double check that you don't have any other kind of EDS. And then they're like, hypermobile EDS for you it is then. However, I live in New Mexico, and the paper I am reading is by a doctor in an Ehlers-Danlos research lab in North Carolina. So yeah, can't really just pop over and get a genetic test. Plus, they're a research lab. I don't think they do genetic testing, but you know, maybe if I asked real nice, knock on the door with a plate of cookies. Yeah, so just reading about that, all that goodness. Also, fun fact, I have super duper long arms. I've got like hella long arms. And it was kind of like a fun thing for the family growing up, because my little brother, I've mentioned he's way taller than me. Well, when he was still growing, but like over 6 foot tall, we would stand back to back, and my 5'6" ass would have the same wingspan as him. Our arms would be the same length. And we just laughed about it because, you know, my dad also has an extremely long wingspan, and so we all just giggled. However, that is also a marker of HEDS, which I only learned this morning. So that's fun. My hand got tired from holding the phone. Hold the phone? No. So yeah, today is gonna be fun, I think. I'm gonna get some garden prep work done. Hopefully get to garden a little bit. So probably going to maybe go through some seeds. Because now we're getting close to time to put seeds in the ground. I love seeds. So I love plant. Okay, so I don't know how many of y'all watched Barney. I know my brother did, so hi. We're going to talk about Barney the dinosaur. So as a kid, we lived in Germany for a little while because my dad was stationed there in the army. And my paternal great-grandfather, so my dad's granddad, he would record Barney the dinosaur and mail the VHS tapes overseas so that the four of us kids could watch it, because we watched it before we left, and you know, he was trying to give us a little taste of home, like the big sweetie he was at that time. Sorry, shade on a dead man. He was very nice. He just was also the type of mean that was common in that generation. He was a World War II veteran, so yeah, but you know, nice in his own way. So anyway, Barney the dinosaur had a bag, the Barney bag, and there was a jingle that went, oh, how did it go? How did it start? I can't remember how it started, but there's part in the middle that goes, with imagination and the Barney bag, we'll see what we can make today. Yeah, we'll see what we can make today. And that's how it feels for me coming into my garage. It's the Barney bag. We'll see what we can make today. So yeah, I have some screws of varying sizes because honestly, the boards I'm using, thin. So we don't need big long screws because that would just be a waste of a screw. So also, hilariously enough, like 2 days ago, Sean and I were like, God, we haven't seen any centipedes this year. Isn't that great? We've seen 2 in the last 48 hours. There's a dead one in our garage. Ew, I hate them. Here, I'll show you though. This bitch, why you got so many legs? Like, brah, why? Okay, and we also have these. These are little bendable, they have holes in them, and you can use them to screw shit together in a more secure fashion. So we will take those as well. I don't think we need anything else, honestly. With imagination and the Barney bag, we'll see what we can make today. What can we make today? I'm trying to remember the beginning, and I cannot remember the beginning. Oh, bloody. Oh, blada. Who cares? So, okay. I don't think I need anything else. You know, I mean, it's kind of a mess. But who cares? That's the fun of it. It's the creativity of it. Or it's the laziness of it. You know, whatever. Sorry, that was an annoying way to start this clip. I'll cut that part out. Okay, I'm a little out of breath. Got some new mosquito bites. Fuck that. Should have worn a long sleeve shirt, but whatever. Okay, finished the first bed. I finished putting together the wood of the first bed. So I tried to initially screw them together as like an anchor point. That did not work. This wood is too old and splitty. And also this was the wrong size screw for the bit that I had, but whatever. I just put these little middle brackets on it instead. And look at this lazy bullshit. Look, I cut this one wrong. I'm just leaving it like that. Fuck the police. So we gonna do that. I'm gonna lay it over here, get those blue things out of the way, and I should get the other wood screwed together. It will be easier. It's newer wood. Okay, I'll do that part next, and then I'll play with dirt if I have the energy. Okay, I got the other put together. Yay! So next I am going to mix some of the dirt that I got out of the holes. Well, I'll kind of like fill in some uneven spots with that dirt first, and then I'll put down a layer of the rabbit manure and then that potting soil I got. It's gonna be so exciting. Good morning again. It's like 10 a.m. now. I was going to show you guys a bit of a before and after. Not exactly, but a little bit. So this bed right here, yes, my hands are very dirty. This bed right here, you could see cardboard and you could see just some local dirt from my yard covering up that cardboard. Next in this bed, I will be putting rabbit poop, and then I'll be covering that rabbit poop with more dirt from the yard. And then the last couple 3 inches are gonna be the potting soil. And so those steps have been completed on this here bed. And oh my God, isn't it gorgeous? I love it. I'm like, girl, this is Gaia. This is Mother Earth. This is her. This is the goddess of the hearth, Hecate. This is every fucking fertility goddess throughout the ages and pantheons. Oh my God. Is that too much? Yeah, that's too much. That's hyperbolic as fuck. But like, oh, it's so gorgeous. It's like my favorite thing in the world. And that's why my hands look like this, because for the final step, I just used my hands. I was like, oh, it feels so good. That kind of loamy. And you might be like, girl, why the fuck are you using potting soil in your garden? And that's because our yard is our yard consists mostly of sand and clay, which, if you don't know, once sand and clay get wet and mixed together, they have a remarkably similar consistency to concrete. So, you know, it's dusty, it's salty because of the lack of rain, and that's why I do this little dirt parfait thing. You know, I do the cardboard first to get that really good layer of moisture retention in there. I did also put some like random leaves from my yard with the rabbit poop layer, again, just to do soil retention, water retention for the soil and all that goodness. I kind of made this up. Like, I learned to garden. Ooh, that was loud. I learned to garden mostly from watching YouTube, like Am I Gardener and Roots and Refuge. Roots and Refuge is another one. They both live in extremely humid places. I started learning to garden in Minnesota, which also way more humid than it is here. So, you know, I'm just kind of trying to pick up stuff. Some of it's trial and error. Some of it I actually learned from people who farm. So, yay. But anyway, next, after this business, I am going to pick out some seeds. Yeah. I don't really know what I'm going to go with here yet. But squash might be a good option because it'll do a lot of ground cover and keep the weeds down. The weeds here are sometimes windborne. So it doesn't matter what kind of weed control you put on the ground, the wind will give you seeds. So yeah. That's not to say mulch is still important. I should be mulching this thing, but I don't have money for mulch right now, so we're just not gonna do that. We're just gonna fucking send it, dog. All right. Okie dokie. So I was gathering my seeds because I'm gonna head upstairs with Sean and we'll watch some anime. We're watching Beyond Journey's End. Frieren Beyond Journey's End. That's what it's called. Yes, but I am going to get my seeds together, and I was looking, and oh my god, dog, I have so many seeds. First of all, I have this whole box that I made into like a little whatever. It's dumb. But then I have these down here, and I have these up here, and in that box, and then I even have some up here by the plants. So I'm gonna gather them all up. I'm gonna look through and organize them, and then we will choose what will go in the new bed. Oh, we are excited. Hey, hi, hello. So I've decided on seeds. I'm gonna do a bunch of bunching onions, different kinds that I have for like one edge of the bed, and then in the middle I'll do a Three Sisters of black Cherokee pole beans, butternut squash, and peaches and cream corn. Those all have maturity dates within the final frost that first frost that we have here. And then just because I can't leave well enough alone, I'll be doing banana pepper and okra on the other edge of the bed, just to see if we can get some of that in before the season's over. I had planted this banana pepper in a different bed, but it got crowded out. So let's see if I make the same mistake this time. Good afternoon. It is about 3:45. I've made some, what is this called? Sally Lunn bun dough, because it's not done yet. I got the recipe from Tasting History by Max Miller. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably the recipe I've made the most out of this book. So that's cool. But also, if we recall a few days ago, maybe 2, maybe 3, not sure, um, I harvested some lime basil and I put it in a dehydrator, and there was like so much of it. Da-na-na-na. This is it. Now, it's a pretty well packed jar. I'd like squish it down in there, but this is it. So now I have this for like fish, for maybe a nice butter wine sauce. With mushrooms in this bad boy and some cod. Sounds amazing, right? So now I have that. Other than that, we're gonna have leftover soup, and I wanted to make something new to go with it. I have a splinter. Bummer. So yeah, I decided to make buns to go with it. And after dinner, we're gonna go play Pokemon Go. Oh, also, there's a sumo tournament happening. Sean and I will watch sumo from this Japanese YouTube that's like also like a channel in Japan. But yeah, we're watching sumo with dinner tonight, which is super fun. So yeah. Okie dokie. So I'm out here in the shade by my garden, and I thought I would show you guys this adorable little critter. Look at him chomping. Come on, phone. Focus on him. He's really cool. There you go. Look at that guy. He's so cool. He's just having a good time eating some basil. Oh my god, I love him. He's so great. So yeah, there's quite a few of these guys, but this is going to be the clearest view of him like eating. It's so cute. Oh my god. I don't know why I think they're so cute, but I do. Unfortunately, this guy got picked off the plant by somebody, and now he is being eaten by ants. So that's wildlife, baby. Get off of my shoulder. The damn flies have gone insane. Insane, I tell you. Well, okay. This guy is on the run. I'm like, oh, where are you going? All the food is over there. What are you doing? Are you going to come over here and pupate? That would be cool. But your brethren fell in the journey. So, safe travels, my good sir, and or madame. So, I found a third one. 1 is an incident, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. So, I think they are moving away from the food to pupate or whatever, wrap themselves up for the summertime. Gooey madness that happens. The metamorphosis. Thanks, Kafka. God, look at him. He's just going wild. Anyway, yeah, I used this as this plastic thing he's on. I used it as a lid for the bucket of rabbit poop tea, which, oof. So, I hope it's not the rabbit poop tea that's making them leave. Nah. Probably not. I'm actually gonna stick with my first assumption of trying to pupate somewhere. So, I really gotta be careful where I'm stepping these days. So, anyway, that's fun. I didn't see them migrate away last year. They got on the dill last year. That's why I planted it again. Because, well, actually, no. I didn't plant that. That reseeded and was just like, I am here now. Hello. Let me feed the wildlife. And I said, yes, thank you. Because I love the wildlife. And I want it to thrive. Except the tobacco horned worm. That one can fuck right off. He ate like half of the leaves on one of my tomato plants. I was perturbed. I picked him off and threw him to the birds. He is my enemy. Good morning. It's about 5:30 in the morning. I managed to be strong enough to lift Bear onto the bed. Yay. Oh, he's a good boy. I'm gonna leave him to be all cuddly and sleepy on the bed while I go make coffee. I woke up with an enormous headache today. Oh my god. Why? But, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Sean and I did Pokemon Go last night. Fun, fun, fun. Then we came home and we watched Beyond Journey's End. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. And played Pokemon in bed. He was the Pikachu, I was the Squirtle. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was a joke. Calm down. Hello, Bear. No, he's a good boy. You know, he's a funny dog. I asked him if he wanted to go up there, and he was like, yeah, I would like to go up there, because he was laying down. And he stood up and come over to where I was standing, indicating to me that yes, indeed, he did want to get under this bed. Great. I had to put his front paws up first because he's a big dog. And I put his front paws up, and then I went to grab him around the middle, and he was like, "Urgh." And I'm like, bitch, I thought you wanted up here. Why are you being all like rude about it? I don't know. It's so not nice. Slight change of plans. My pain level is too high to go swimming, so instead I'm gonna go upstairs and rest today. It's frustrating, but it is the best course of action. So I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh yeah. Good morning. It's about 6 in the morning. Thing is large and in charge. Yeah, it's about 6 in the morning. Oh, my mother-in-law is coming to visit today. Lovely, lovely. So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna cook her some cod with the lime basil from my garden. Yay! So that's gonna be great. She's gonna spend the night, which means that this guy, he will be quarantined in here when she's around. More than likely. Sometimes she's like, ooh, maybe we can hang out with Bear. And sometimes Sean is like, I would much rather we did not hang out with Bear with my mom. Yeah, fair. I feel like he weighs, I don't know, probably 3/4 of what she does. She's a small woman. But yeah, I'm gonna go make coffee. Oh, that hair though. Oh my god. Okay. Feel free to make fun of my hair. It's very humid today, which is rare, but it does happen. So my mother-in-law is visiting. That's why the vlog has been very sparse today. And she brought Hawaiian Helpia mix, which is very cool. It's an instant mix where you just add water, boiling water. Yeah, and I'm excited. It's you know, quote, Hawaii's favorite dessert. It's a pudding, and it's basically just coconut and water. So that's cool. But yeah, so I made that. It's cooling in the fridge. It has to stay there. So tonight we are having lemon, lime, basil. Wait. Lemon, lime, basil. Cod is what we're having. And then I'll also put this onion that my mother-in-law brought and this cool purple garlic. Ooh. That woman knows how to give gifts, I tell you. She knows exactly what you like. Anyway, and so we're gonna have orzo with it. Boom boom. And more yellow squash. I'll just fry this up in a pan, I think, with some herbs. And then also with the fish, we're gonna have mushrooms and green beans. And she brought some almond slivers to toast up and put on top, and I think that sounds amazing. So yeah, that's what we're gonna have tonight, and we're gonna get started soon-ish, but I wanted to show off my gifts, I guess. Okay, so it has been a couple of hours since I made the halpia, and I was gonna show you guys. I used a white dish because obviously, and I'm gonna try to shake it a little bit. It is barely moving, but you can kind of see it. We're gonna try it out. Actually, my family is waiting off camera and they're very adorable to me. So I am gonna go try this out. Okay, so I cut it up and you can see it a lot better now, I think, the jiggliness of it. Okay, and I'm also gonna try it. That is really fun and amazing, and I love coconut, and I want to keep this short so that everybody else can try it. Okay, bye. If this is the end, good night.